Good morning, my name is Haesun Kim, advisor of Gangnam Labor Law Firm. Today with Labor Attorney Jung Bong-soo, we will discuss about the Labor Standard Act, Article 51, which is the flexible working hour system. So could you explain about the terminology, please?
Yeah, hello, how are you today? This is Bong-soo Jung, Korean labor attorney. So usually working hour is is allowed or stipulated by the Labor Standard Act or Employment Contract or Rules of Employment. So the working hours per week cannot exceed 40 hours per week. So any hours exceeding 40 hours must be paid with the overtime allowance. So, but in companies' operation, a company should focus on like sometimes according to the some demand from the market, they work the overtime, or certain week they are very free to work. So in this case, a company want to get some productive process, like if they put more people on the busy week, then still company should pay overtime, so it is very high cost. So if they introduce 2 week the 2 week period flexible working hours, or 1 week period, or 3 months period flexible working hours, then on average of those period that is less than 40 hours per week, then or 40 hours per week on average, then company doesn't have to pay overtime. So this flexible working hours is very, very beneficial to the employer, but employees' perspective, they feel some disadvantageous treatment because they work overtime, but they could not receive overtime allowance. So in this case, when employer introduce this flexible working hours, first requirement is that they should obtain the collective agreement from majority workers. That means employee representative who represent majority workers must sign the contract for flexible working hour system. So the first duty is receive some consent or agreement from employee representative for introducing this flexible working hours. Then company can introduce this flexible working hours. It can be certain period, 2 weeks, 1 month, or 3 months. Maximum will be 6 months. Then on average per week is 60 hours. Then company doesn't have to pay their overtime, even though they worked more than 40 hours.
Yeah. I see. So this flexible working hour system is applicable to all the working environment, regardless of the number of employees?
Yeah, it depends on requirement. Like those people work in the factory, they need a flexible working hours. Then it is possible. Only condition is that they have to obtain their collective agreement. But it is possible to introduce all the company-wide flexible working hour system, or they can introduce some target workers for flexible working hours. Is fully up to mutual agreement between employer and target workers. Yeah.
So who will become the employees representative? Who is qualified for that?
Yeah, so employee representative, I think it's a good question. So this is some disadvantages, the division of labor kind of rules of employment or company regulations. So it is required to receive collective agreement or agreement from employee representative. So when you select employee representative, it should be selected by the pro and con vote of the related workers. So this vote should be made directly, secretly, or non-signed. I mean, it's like it's a democratic the election system. Like that means direct or secret or open the voting system. Yeah.
I see. So, do you mean that all like working environment there are sometimes there are labor union representatives. So that representative can become also the employee representative when making the collective agreement?
Yes, it is very important to recognize who can be an employee representative. So when labor union represent majority of workers in that target workers, then labor union chairman can be an employee representative. But the union members are less than majority of workers who will be applicable to flexible working hours, then company should select the employee representative. So how to select the employee representative? It should be decided by democratic the voting system, excluding employees' opinion or employees' interruption. Yeah.
I see. So do you want to make any additional comment about this?
Yeah, I think this flexible working hours is designed to support the company's efficiency or some very effective management of their operations. So, for example, some luxury product selling company, luxury brand companies, they have a busy time in December, but in January they don't have much demand. So in that case, they can have their workers work up to 52 hours at each week. So it is then if they didn't introduce flexible working hours, they would pay a lot of overtime. But if they introduce 2 months long the flexible working hours, then they don't have to pay overtime for December period. But at the same time, they should have their workers work much less than 40 hours per week, like 28 hours per each week. Then on average for working hours for December and January, then it can be 40 hours per week on average. Then company doesn't have to pay overtime. Yeah.
I see. Thank you very much for the example and the comment.
Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.